Hello, beautiful. I'm so glad that we're able to get together today and talk about self-love languages. Now, you might be familiar with love languages. If not, that's okay. We'll kind of go over them also. But a lot of the times we do a quiz, which is called the love language quiz, in matters for friendships or for romantic relationships. But you can actually take those love languages and turn them into self-love languages. And it actually can also be used at work so that you know how your coworkers or people that are working for you, how they want to receive not necessarily love at work, but appreciation. And the beauty of self love languages is figuring it out, whether you're single or not, figuring out how you want to receive love, right? So when you take the quiz in a romantic partnership or a romantic relationship, you do that so that your partner has an outlook as to how do you want to receive love? How do you best receive love? So that you can match the actions and the energy to get your love across, right? So with love languages, it's essentially the same thing. However, you're looking at it from a perspective of how do I want to receive love? And then the next question will be, how can I receive love from myself? Right. So we have 5 love languages, and that's going to be quality time, physical touch, acts of service, words of affirmation, and receiving gifts. All 5 I had to look down because I had a whole conversation yesterday about it and I completely forgot one of them. So, uh, with all 5 of those, they really are what they sound like, which is very helpful. But I am going to attach a website where you can do the quiz in which you will find out. So, you take your love language, your top 1, your top 2, your top 3. There is only 5 of them, so you got to pick some kind of a top number. So you figure out which ones, I guess, your love languages. And again, in this particular setting, we're looking at the self-love languages, but definitely take it in with and let it process. Think about, like, is this really connecting and resonating with me? And share that with your friends, share it with your partner. It's a great conversation starter, especially with people that have not done the quiz. Then you guys can do it together. But it's helpful to keep harmony, to keep balance, and to also feel loved. But again, in this challenge in particular, in this journey, we're really focusing on self-love, right? So it's not letting the external world, whether that's a person, circumstance, thing, anything else, dictate how loved and how worthy you are. So it's important that we all know how we want to receive love, and then based on that, give that love to ourselves. And not to say that it's not important if somebody else gives it to us, or that we don't want it, that we're all self-sufficient, but it's just important to let yourself know also that you're important and that this is how you want to feel. Today, every day, whether you're having a good day or a bad day, sometimes you're in the grocery store and you're just like grabbing groceries for yourself because you're going to make yourself a yummy dinner. And then you look at roses and you're just like, these are so beautiful. You know what? I want to gift myself some roses. And if your love language is receiving gifts, it's a perfect way just to show a little love and appreciation for yourself, right? So we're going to start out with the first one, which is quality time. So with quality time, you are trying to take some time away from your day, maybe from your week, and dedicate it for yourself, and something that really brings you joy, really makes you happy, makes you smile, right? Or sometimes it's just something that brings you peace, and giving and dedicating yourself some time for that, right? I find myself and a lot of my clients, a lot of my patients, a lot of my friends, we have a tendency all to say, like, I don't have time for that. And it really is that you're just not choosing to dedicate time to that one thing. It's not high on your priority list. Or it might be, but you're lacking kind of like that oomph to go for it, right? To go and find motivation for it. Is that good? So with quality time, you can, again, you got to pick something that brings you joy. So it might not be any of the things that I list, but it might be picking up a book at a bookstore that you've been meaning to read and taking time to read it. Might be looking and going at a sunset somewhere. might be taking yourself out for coffee, right? It might be making yourself a bubble bath and with bubbles and roses and whatever else you want to put in there, a bath bomb. It might be taking a yoga class, right? Something that, again, you're going to spend a little bit of time doing, dedicating your time to, but something that's going to definitely just promote that inner happiness. So, next one's going to be physical touch. So, with this one in particular, you can take a little bit of like warm oil or some kind of a lotion, anything that has a bit of like a thicker consistency is usually better, so it just doesn't like evaporate quickly. But just giving yourself a nice massage, connecting to your body, seeing where are you holding tension, where are you uncomfortable to touch yourself. That's another one, right? Maybe you have been having some negative self-talk in regards to a part of your body, right? So for me, a common area is the abdomen. So giving your abdomen, or that part of your body that you have some criticizing thoughts about, and touching it and giving it some peace, giving it some relaxation. Maybe going to get a massage, actually, right? So not just giving yourself a massage, but actually going out and letting someone else bring peace to your body. Maybe again taking a yoga class, so stretching your body at the end of the day. Maybe it's a workout class. Maybe it's just giving yourself like a scalp massage, or washing your hair is another one, actually, a physical touch action that can just feel so magical. But again, it really is based on you and what you like. And with this particular situation, we're really trying to almost like take out the other person, right? So you're doing this for yourself. But getting a massage from someone else, not necessarily a partner, right? Or somebody that you know, that can also be part of self-act, because you're letting yourself be comforted and your muscles being relaxed by somebody who you don't know, right? But again, we're really trying to focus, does this bring me into that state of self-love, which again is what we're after, right? So the third one, acts of service. So with this one, you can volunteer, you can donate to a charity, you can get yourself something, or do something for yourself, right? So for example, the bubble bath. And you will notice kind of this theme that there's some actions or some things that actually go under more than one love language, and that's okay. Some of them can overlap. If you have like a top two, you can kind of blend them together. Or really, you can, again, for like quality time, you can set yourself a bubble bath. But now for acts of service, that's a service to yourself, making like a yummy bubble bath and just filled with roses. And I don't know, I love to add herbs, and my bubble baths are like extra. So, meal prepping for yourself, right? So setting aside some time, maybe on Sunday or whenever, cutting things up and making them ready for the week to make your life easier, right? And again, it depends on what you are looking for or what you're wanting. So with the fourth one, words of affirmation, it is exactly what it sounds like. So finding affirmations that maybe you can use during your day, maybe observing your thoughts, right? And what are they filled with? Are they more on the critiquing side? Are they positive? Are they negative? And being the observer, and kind of if you are in that loop of thought, interrupting that and creating a new pattern, right? And we'll learn about that a little bit more as we go along. But watching a TED talk, listening to a podcast, using the magic of words, of spoken word, of something that you're hearing, of something that you are speaking to yourself, and allowing that be a loving act. Another one will be, I just had it on the tip of my tongue, making gratitude lists. So that can be in the morning, that can be at night, it can be spoken out, can be thought, you can write it down, you can make it on a notes app. It really is, however you want to utilize it will be correct, right? So the fifth one, receiving gifts. And I kind of mentioned it earlier with the roses, right? But with receiving gifts, you want to gift yourself something. And that, again, depending on your budget, depending on your preferences, that can be something as a cup of coffee, maybe a single rose. Maybe you are in a place where right now you can't do that whole whatever. I think it's a dozen roses, right? It comes in a bunch. But you can buy yourself one. Maybe you can buy yourself coffee. Maybe you can buy yourself a trip for a week. Um, Maybe you can take a fun class, right? Or a workout class is another one. And again, blending in different aspects of that. You can invest in any of the hobbies, maybe learn something new. But again, giving yourself love the way that you are wanting to receive it, which is the most important part, right? So with all of these languages, depending again whether you want to focus on one, on five, whatever, on five, maybe not on five, but one, two, three, taking those languages and really again finding, are they resonating? Are they something that I'm really connecting with? And what are some of the ways that would spark that particular love language in my life so that you feel loved, right? So that you are getting the love that you crave from yourself, not just from the external world, so that you can combine that to create more love and more worthiness and the sensation of that or the feelings of that, right? So much love for you. I do hope that this was helpful.